Today I'm going to show you how to make some pulse generators. Pulse generators are monostable circuits. That means the output of the pulse generators have one stable state. Anytime the output changes, they will quickly switch back to the stable state. Okay, let's get started. First, you're going to need 2 blocks, 2 redstone torches, a redstone repeater, and some redstone wire. You now have a completed pulse generator. It has one input and one output. The way it works is, whenever the input loses power, it will send a pulse down the output. Let me add a button, lever, and door and demonstrate it for you. When I press a button attached to the input receives power, but nothing happens to the output or the door as long as the input is receiving power. When it loses power, the output pulses and the door opens briefly. This is better demonstrated with the lever. When I flip the lever, the input receives power and nothing happens to the output as long as the input is receiving power. When I flip the lever again and turn it off, the output will pulse briefly. Now, if you would like to have the output pulse whenever the input receives power instead of when it loses power, all you have to do is add 1 block and 1 redstone to this circuit, like this. With this new design, the output will pulse when the input receives power, but then it will quickly turn back to its non-powered state. Normally you wouldn't use a button with a pulse generator. You really want to use it in cases where the input is either on or off, and you want the output to send a pulse either when the input turns on or when the input turns off. The fact that buttons already send pulses means it would be redundant in this case. In my next video, I'm going to show you guys how to make and use a day and night sensor. I will also have to make use of a vertical pulse generator, so I'm just going to quickly cover it here. The vertical pulse generator consists of 3 layers. The bottom layer has 2 blocks, 2 redstone torches, and some redstone wiring. The middle layer has 3 blocks. The third layer has a redstone torch, a redstone repeater, and some redstone wiring. Like the last pulse generator, this vertical pulse generator sends a pulse to the output when the input receives power. If you'd like to see my next video about how to make a day-night sensor, or you'd just like to be informed when I upload new stuff, why not subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified. As per usual, I've included a link to my development world in the video description. If you'd like to have a sneak peek of my day-night sensor, or review any of my other circuitry, I'd recommend downloading it and having a look.